Stay tuned for Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas, a leading financial retirement strategist and the founder of Soutas Financial and Insurance Solutions, right here in Fresno. Every week, Dale discusses pressing financial topics of the week, ranging from reliable income strategies to our financial markets, including Social Security, tax strategies, wealth management, RMDs, legacy planning, long-term care solutions, and most importantly, how to make sure you have enough guaranteed lifetime income to retire your way with choice and dignity. From taxes to trends to total transparency, Dale covers it all. And now, here is Retire Your Way and Dale Soutas. This is Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right here in California. Every single week, trying to help you, our listeners, be and stay retired. We had a fun show today. We've got some retirement statistics of 2025. See if you out there, listeners, match up with them. Are you ahead of the curve, behind the curve? And can we help you, I don't know, forget the curve and focus on you and your family?
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Mr. Dale Soutas, how are you doing this week?
We are doing good. So, yeah, we're having fun. You said
to be retired, stay retired.
How about for ones who want to get to being retired? That would be,
I guess
a lot of people, you know,
that's what I was saying with the word be,
that.
Like be retired, to be retired,
I see.
Get to, but okay, use the verb that you want.
Okay. Or the adverb. All right.
But getting to it. Well, interesting stuff. I've got some things about rescuing your retirement a little bit later, rescuing it. And but some of the statistics from 2025 done independently, and I want to see, honestly, what is that, the kind of word association? Say a word, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind. I'm just going to read you some of these statistics. And as a financial advisor who sits down with people, see if these track for you, if this makes you think of anybody, or if you're seeing these trends as well. Sound good to you, Dale? You good with that?
Yep, that sounds, yeah.
All right, today
I will do a lot of guessing just for you.
Well, but see, you
No.
are statistics, and rubber meets the road. You see people coming into your offices and calling from the radio show and from your live events, and let me know if these seem realistic to you, because the numbers, that's just a study. So, for instance, right now, I'll give you three of them all at once. Today, the average retirement age seems to be about 64 and a half. The expected retirement age, this rose over the last just 20 years alone. It rose from 2002 to the age of 63, all the way up to now, closer to 66 is what we're seeing as more of an expected retirement age. And that might be from statistic number 3, that today, the U.S. life expectancy is about 79.1 years, up from 68.1 all the way back to 1950. So in over 5, 6, 7 decades, 7 decades, we've gained a decade of longevity in our lifespan.
People are living longer.
Yeah. So are you seeing that?
Yeah.
Do these numbers track for you from who comes into the office? And we're living longer, retiring just a little bit later?
Yeah, I get a variety. And yeah, people, it said 64.7 for men are retiring, about that age, and women at 62.1. So, typically if they can, they want to retire earlier, but this living longer, people don't usually factor that in. They figure, I had someone recently, if I make it to 80, I'll be doing good. And I go, well, chances are you're going to make them past that. And then I have ones who, have parents. Both parents lived into their 90s. So how do we plan for that if you're retiring even in your 60s? You're talking, close to 30 years of retirement. So that's a good problem. How do we make sure your money, your income lasts, is my job to help you do that. And then some people are, people are living longer in general. I've had several over the decades live well into their 90s, a few past 100, number one. But I get a variety of when people want to retire.
Yeah.
I've had recently several who are in their mid to late 50s.
Wow.
Talking about retiring, within a few years. I've had a few in their early 60s. They're getting ready to retire. sometimes ones don't realize starting Social Security early and still working a little bit, you could lose some of your Social Security back if you make too much money when you take Social Security before what's called full retirement age, which for a lot of people it's age 67. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah.
Different number. Yeah, it's tough to say exactly what the average is, but let me add these on then. According to, again, Harbor Life did their own independent study, 40% of Americans today say that they're delaying their retirement due to what they're saying is inflation, higher costs. Now that makes sense to me. I mean, I look at automobile and home insurance alone, and the increasing cost probably making it harder to save. 46% of Americans. Yeah.
Think about it. Out here, some of the foothills and all have had fires, and it's crazy the amount of their insurance has gotten up to I think I've seen as high as $6,000 or $9,000 a year just to cover a fire on their property. In other words, they can't even get the insurance. So, yeah, I can see that people do delay, or maybe even because the market dropped big time, and their savings for retirement, 401k, TSP, 403bs have dropped if they were on the market, and they feel like, well, maybe I don't have enough to retire. So there's a lot of different reasons people are sometimes waiting, delaying.
Retire your way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial, 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Yeah. 46% of Americans today say that in their 60 to 75 years of age, they plan to work part-time in retirement. What about that, Dale? What are you seeing more of a hybrid look, or more of a glide down of working? Or do most people who come to your office say, I'm done, that's it, get me out of here, Dale?
Yeah, I get my share of those who, man, I want out of there now. They want to get on with other things. Then I have quite a few who they enjoy what they do. It's they like it. They want to keep at least doing it as long as they can. And there's a variety on that side too, but it all depends on what they want to do. Some they want to work because they don't know anything but that. They don't have all these crazy hobbies like the guy you're talking to right now. So they don't have stuff other than maybe be at home. They don't want to sit there watching TV. But then I have others who are very happy to do gardening in the yard, and they don't have extravagant travel plans or other things. Maybe they did traveling in their younger years, and they've gotten that out of their system, but they do want to spend more time with family. So, but I do get a variety. I had some recently. He's doing well with his business.
That's interesting. So his business, meaning his business, he created it, something that he does on his own.
Yeah, he's like me, an S-Corp, and what he does, he can keep doing it as long as he wants, and he enjoys it, and he likes working with people, and I get it. I mean, it's like me. I'm less than 10 minutes from home. I get to come to the office. I get to I get to visit with people, and I enjoy what I do, and I can see doing it, for many years to come. Even though I have younger ones coming up the line to take in some of the slack. Yeah, we should have some good news on next visit, because we have.
Let's see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
We got somebody, like, we are not going to jinx anything. We got somebody taking a licensing exam, and we'll see how that goes. They're very hard, and these are things that Dale have been through decades and decades ago. I have I have compliance things to do. Oh boy, is that stuff fun, because
that's fun, isn't it?
Regulations are always changing. There is so much very good oversight to make sure that we stay in between the boundaries that we're supposed to. And that's why you want to work with a financial advisor who is both a fiduciary, who's been doing this for a long time, who has a focus on retirement planning, because the accumulation years, that's, your 30s, 40s, 50s, maybe even a early bit of your 60s. But what do you do when you know that approaching time of your retirement is coming up in the windshield. You can see it
What do you?
close on the
Yeah, but what do
horizon.
you do also if they let you go all of a sudden? They
Yeah.
cut your job. I'm seeing some of that right now with people, companies.
As of this recording, the government shutdown is still going on right now. Hopefully it's going to go away by the time this comes out, but we don't know. So it was definitely federal employees, but even in the private sector. I mean, the
Yeah,
world is
that's what
changing
I was
very
talking about.
quickly.
Yeah, private sector. I've had some that were, it kind of shocked them. It was out of the blue to them. So companies change, and you're working for a company, and they might choose to, downsize or whatever. So, again, maybe you do want to work part-time in retirement. Maybe do something different that's fun, or maybe work as a volunteer. There's a lot of reasons, but, as far as needing to work to get by, I'm not a big fan of people having to do that if they have a good plan put together. I'd rather them do their part-time work or whatever because they want to and they enjoy it, not because they have to.
That's the question we'd like to help you, our radio listeners, answer. Are you working right now because you feel that you have to, or are you working right now because you want to and you choose to, but you can retire with confidence whenever you want? If you are uncertain about the latter part, do yourself a favor and give us a call. Set up your appointment so you can speak with financial advisor Dale Soutas right here of Soutas Financial. No cost, no charge, no obligation to you. Just a conversation with you and Dale. 833-856-1382 is the phone number to call. That's not going to interrupt us. That's going to go over to the secure call center where they'll schedule an appointment for you. 833-856-1382. More with Dale Soutas right after this.
Stock market losses have you worried? Claim your free portfolio risk report and protection review from financial advisor Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial right now. Call 833-856-1382. If the recent market volatility has you worried about your retirement investments, you're not alone. Right now is the time to take action to protect your investments. Surely markets do not always rise, but if you're in your 50s, 60s, or 70s, you don't have the same time to make up for portfolio losses as you did in your 30s and 40s. Claim your portfolio risk review from Soutas Financial today. Call 833-856-1382 or go to Soutas.com. Your portfolio risk review will provide action steps of what you could do to protect your wealth from current market swings. Get your free portfolio risk review right now. Call Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial at 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382 or Soutas.com. That's SOUTAS.com.
Social Security is easy, right? The question is, should I take it sooner or later? There are dozens and dozens of ways to take Social Security if you're single, and even more if you're married. This one-time decision can also affect how much you pay in taxes, how much you receive in lifetime payouts for you and possibly your spouse. You could increase your nest egg by tens of thousands of dollars just by being informed. Unfortunately, the Social Security office is not allowed to give you comprehensive financial planning advice. You've paid into Social Security for decades. Don't you want to make sure you optimize your retirement income? Sure, there are tons of online calculators that will tell you how much you will receive from Social Security. Now, you need to build that into a retirement income plan with all of your assets. Get your own tailored, no-cost Social Security income strategy with the team at Retire Your Way and Soutas Financial. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Or you can write Dale Soutas at dale@soutas.com. SOUTAS.com. Welcome back to Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial.
Breaking news.
News or noise? Well, actually, just a little bit of the breaking news. The stock market's again getting just a little bit of volatile up and down. The interest rates haven't come down more, but taxes were actually part of our breaking news over the summer. And when it comes to individual tax rates, we know that those are going to be locked in for the next few years. But really interesting conversation we just started on the commercial break there is that business tax planning, this gets to be more and more complicated. And I'm glad that you wanted to talk about it because I didn't think there's much you can do tax-wise once you've already set up your business. I mean, don't you have to choose the LLC, the S-Corp, individual sole
Or sole
proprietorship?
yeah, sole
right up front.
Yeah.
And then Then you just have to deal with whatever the tax laws are.
Well, a lot of times people, they go into business and they, are doing what they know how to do. And okay, great. My recommendation, if you're going to start a business, start it in something you have no clue how to do the actual work, because you can only work on the business. You're not stuck doing, working in the business.
Oh,
But that's a whole
I
nother
get what you're
subject.
saying. I get
You
what
get
you're
it,
saying.
right?
Yeah, well, because
Yeah.
so let's say that you're, I don't know, a fitness instructor, and you really, really know fitness, and you're going to open up a private fitness business. Well, I bet you at first you're going to be the best fitness instructor, and you're going to teach as many classes and go get as many clients.
But you, as that fitness instructor, when you have that business, you're marketing. You have the marketing hat on. You have the accounting hat on. You have the worker hat on.
How
you
are we
have
going to
all these hats?
client
okay?
retention? But what you're saying is, if you're going to create a business, don't know anything about the business, because
Well,
you will go and
Yeah.
hire people who do.
Exactly. You'll get them doing, the vision that you see. I mean, it goes back to the old McDonald's deal. And what did he do? He didn't, Kroc didn't get in there flipping hamburgers. He was working on the business. So the point being is, people start a business. I have a buddy, and he has a little business in town, and he's a sole prop. And I even picked on him about the name he chose, because it doesn't fit what type of business he does. It's catchy, it's nice, but it kind of indicates a different type of business than what he really does. And I'm not going to give it away. But then people come in, like I've had recently somebody, and wisely, he's set up. I'm set up the same way as an S-Corp. So whatever the business earns minus all the expenses still passes through to my Uncle Sam tax return, right? But what sometimes people don't realize, the beauty of the S-Corps, you have to have a certain wage. You still have to have W-2 pay through your S-Corp typically. Don't hold me to the have to, but anyway. So then I think my CPA says we do. But then the excess above that, let's say you bring in $300,000 net after expenses to your S-Corp, and you took wages of $100,000. The other $200,000 still comes through, but it comes under a K-1, and you don't pay any Social Security tax on that $200,000. Of course, you wouldn't after $171,000. But anyway, the point being is, for many, that's a big perk, because if you're self-employed, S-Corp type even, you're paying like 16+% just to Social Security. You're paying the employer portion and your portion. If you're working for somebody and you see that amount coming out, I think it's called FICA, right? And your employer has to match that same amount. So. But when you're self-employed, you're paying the whole enchilada, which is 16+%.
Okay.
And so anyway,
Is that the technical term for it, the whole enchilada?
That's yeah. It's like the other financial term I love, my wife hates, is gobs of money. People have gobs of money. And then a little lady came in one day and she says, "I got oodles of money." I go, "Ooh, I like that term too." And even though my wife says, "Well, those aren't financial terms." But I tell her, yeah, but people understand what I'm saying. Okay, but going back to the tax, see, even for me, a few years ago, I noticed, nicely, I wasn't having to pay a big amount into Social Security, but it wasn't helping what I will get out of Social Security down the road. So I actually beefed up my W-2 wages for that very purpose, so that I will have the Social Security amount higher down the road too. So
that is, I think,
there's
I
some
don't know
flexibility
if it's,
flexibility with the way you could set up your business.
And either way you think about it, there's a couple of different phenomenons, either framing bias or doing mental math. But a lot of business owners will do that by framing and say, well, I want to have as many tax deductions as possible and show myself as little income as possible. Well, you could be shooting off, though, your Social Security toe by not claiming that much in Social Security. So then we got to take a look at it in a different way,
Oh,
or
I've
by
seen,
not claiming your
yeah,
income.
I've seen a lot of different ones through the years. They had their own little business through the years, sole prop, whatever. And, they did okay. They did fine. But they wrote everything off. So they showed Uncle Sam very little. I saved so much tax. And here they're getting into retirement and their Social Security is like, $1,000 a month. It's like, okay, well, you kind of shot yourself in the foot. Because unfortunately, a lot of people who run their own business, they're putting more money back into their business all the time. So do they save? I mean, the rule of thumb I've seen for 30 plus years now, the ones typically who come in to my office and they have, gobs or even oodles of money, to their name compared to the others who don't have a ton of money, the ones who have the bigger money are ones who were employed and they had their little, 401ks, 403b, TSPs, and they religiously just kept putting money into these and or other ways because they knew this is the money they have coming in and they were good savers. Whereas the people who ran their businesses kept putting money back into their business and they didn't save. I mean, hey, I'm going to build the business up or I got to pay for this. I got to fix that. Another employee, whatever. And, so unfortunately, a lot of times people who are self-employed don't really have as much wiggle room with their retirement savings as the people who've been employed. So, coaching, even younger ones, I'm coaching, hey, you got to have a system where you can save. For down the road. Don't just put it all in your...
And you don't mind talking to business owners? I mean, as a financial advisor, don't they have so many other financial decisions that they're making? I mean, I think a lot of business owners have no problem reaching out to an accountant, but can you help steer a little bit?
But there's more than just the accounting. There's, we can be part of the team. And yes, sometimes I might get stumped by a question or what they're doing. But I have ones I can reach out to.
Yeah.
The resources I have at times amaze me. I thought I had this great plan for this one business owner last year. And I thought, well, this is the way to do it. And when I checked one of my resources, he says, this is a better way. And I go, oh, you're right. So everybody's different. To throw out what that specifically was wouldn't make sense to most people. But there are some neat things, as far as what we can bring to the table. How do you structure things better for your future, even for now? So, or for the kids. You build up this big nest egg and you want it to go to the kids. How are you going to make sure it goes there?
Yeah. You can call the phone number right now if you are a private business owner and you would like to see if there might be some strategies. Now, Dale doesn't know what kind of widget you make or what your industry is or what service you provide, but the financial steps of making sure that not only does your business stay afloat, but that you're also planning and saving for your own retirement through, income strategies, through your own taxation strategies. So it's something that Dale would be glad to have a conversation about. You can give us a call, 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Only a minute left in our segment here. You know what I think a lot of folks overlook as being a private business owner? Their own disability insurance. My gosh, disability insurance, isn't that important for a small business owner to have, especially when they're the force and the labor behind it?
I think so, yeah, if they're the main ones. And even life insurance, if they're married, even if they don't have a business partner, because the life insurance can help the spouse, basically keep it going long enough to sell off the business or whatever they need to do, because sometimes the spouse isn't involved in the business, right? So there's a variety of things that we should
to keep a
look
cash
at.
flow in place. Again, going back to what we kind of open up with is that even if a spouse doesn't know what the business is or doesn't want anything to do with it, maybe there can be cash flow of some sort to find somebody else to replace.
Or if you're partners with somebody, you need life insurance so that if you die, the partner gets this lump of money and you're not, your spouse isn't, if the other person dies, you don't want to necessarily have to be working with the spouse as your partner now. So you have to have ability to buy them out. So there's a lot of interesting things when it gets to business.
Are you a small and private business owner and you're doing all all of the math and numbers on your own. You don't have to. Reach out to the phone number, call Dale, set up an appointment. Let's talk about your business and retirement strategy. 833-856-1382 is the phone number that's going to go to our call center. They'll set up an appointment for you. 833-856-1382. More with Dale Soutas after these messages.
Call Dale Soutas of Retire Your Way and Soutas Financial for your complimentary Retire Your Way review. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Are you worried that you waited too late to start your retirement planning? That you waited too late to start saving? At Soutas Financial, we believe it's never too late to start planning for your future. We can help you develop a personalized retirement plan that is tailored to your current needs and goals. The team at Soutas Financial will sit down with you and provide an evaluation of your current path, including your investment strategy, tax planning, and risk management approach. We'll help you identify potential areas for improvement and work with you to create a retirement plan that is designed to help you work towards having financial security and peace of mind in retirement. It's not too late for you to get started with Soutas Financial. Call us today to schedule your complimentary retirement planning session. We believe we can help you get on the path to financial security and peace of mind in retirement. Call Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial to get started on your own complimentary written financial plan. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
In your retirement spending plan, which accounts do you take from first to pay your monthly expenses? Your 401ks, 403bs, or 457s, or your IRAs, or your Roth accounts, investment, or savings accounts? Do you turn on your Social Security right away or delay? Do you use the growth from your mutual funds, ETFs, or bond funds first? Did you sell your business to create income, or do you have life insurance or annuity options? Or what about using HSAs for medical costs? Are you unclear if you have a retirement income strategy at all? You have accumulated assets for retirement for years. Now you need an efficient strategy to make certain these assets work together and last as long as you need them to. Call Dale Soutas of Retire Your Way and Soutas Financial for your own complimentary written income plan right away. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Or you can write Dale at dale@soutas.com. SOUTAS.com. This is Retire Your Way with Dale Soutas, financial advisor of Soutas Financial. If you'd like to learn more about Dale and his team, you can go to the website, soutas.com, SOUTAS.com. You can write Dale at Dale and the @ symbol, SOUTAS.com. On the front of your website or somewhere in the website, you've got a couple of different trailers in there as well. Mm-hmm. That Baby Boomer Dilemma, and what else do you have on there? These are great
Power
movies.
of Zero.
The Power of Zero. That's
I
right.
thought you were talking about travel trailers.
Nope. Travel trailers to your office.
Yeah, movie trailers. Yeah.
And the rocket
Baby
ship
Boomer
experience with Dale Soutas.
Yeah.
You know, fire off
I
your own
should get some
rocket.
of those pictures on the website, huh?
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. Kind of show people what you do in your off time. I
was
send
real
stuff up.
clever. I was real clever last May. I had it repainted. Buddy in the club painted it for me, and a Rocket Club, that is, and painted it the colors of our logo. Mm-hmm. And I thought, when I came to see it at his office, he had it on this nice stand standing up in his office. I thought, that's cool. So I made this little stand for that rocket. It's in my garage, and then I realized I can't stand it up in my office because the ceilings are only 8 foot. And this is like just shy of 9 feet tall. I thought, oh well. So that's at home.
Well, speaking of, it kind of takes me into our next areas. We're talking about some of the retirement statistics. I'm going to go into some of the saving statistics. How are Americans doing? And but it also reminds me of something of because you were talking about at an event, and we like to do real, true stories, and especially questions that you receive. But we're not going to give away this person. But at one of your rocket events recently, there was somebody who you knew.
Oh yeah,
and they came up with a very specific question for you. What was that?
Well, because at that, like even at Fresno State, we have our Retire Your Way Soutas Financial logo on this tablecloth, And, obviously, that's how we had it set up. Well, not obviously, but we had that set up at the Rocket event. And I had somebody I've known for years come up and just flat out ask me, what do I need, 2 or 3 million to retire? And, he's from the Bay Area. And I looked at him, I go, I don't know, because I don't know what.
Well, you can't tell by looking at somebody how much they need for retirement?
Because, the hobby's not that expensive, for one. But anyway, the point being is, I don't know your spending habits. I don't know your whole picture. 2 or 3 million might be way more than you need, but what if 2 or 3 million is not even half of what you need? I don't know. To say a person needs $1 million or 500,000 or 5 million, no. Just it all depends on the person, the couple I'm working with. I like to get acquainted with, what does their retirement, what do they want it to look like? You go to a contractor, build you a new home, and you're going to tell them what you want the house to look like, okay? That comes first before they break out the hammers and piles of wood. So before I get into the nuts and bolts of your retirement, I get to know, well, what do you want your retirement to be like? What do you want to be doing more of? The fun things you want to do? What do you need to pay the bills? I build inflation into that, and I put it out if they're married to the wife's age 100 to see will the money last. So again, it was I just kind of giggled at him. I go, well, I don't know what you need. I wouldn't know until we sit down.
But you can determine. It's a great to know. So do I need 2 or 3 million? On average today, as we go by retirement statistics from this Harbor Life report that I read, on average, Americans think they need 1.8 million today to retire comfortably. So it was a pretty fair question. And this is up from like 1.2 and 1.3 just in the last 2 or 3 years. So again, from your opening segment, I think everything from insurance, car insurance, home insurance, increasing cost of long-term care, people are getting that. But to just pinpoint a number or a target to say, all right, once I get to here, we're going to be fine. Once we get to here.
Yeah. I get that. Some people come in and they say, I want this to be $1 million, then I think I could retire or whatever. Yet it's silly to think that way. It's more, what do you need to pay the bills? I don't like it when people think they have to have a certain giant chunk of money. I have normal people, okay? People, sometimes they got $500,000, $1 million, or even a little bit less than that, but they don't need, they don't need the 2-3 million or even this 1.8. Now, if you're living like, let's say, LA, Bay Area, sure, things might cost a little bit more. But again, it's all dependent on you. What does your retirement look like? Do you need, in Fresno, do you need to have $1 million to buy a house? No. Okay. People should basically know that. Generally, a house, in Fresno isn't that high. So likewise, do you need 1.8, 2 million, 3 million to retire? Not necessarily. It's depending on the house you want to build in retirement, so to speak, your retirement house.
Get your comprehensive, complimentary Retire Your Way review by calling 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Okay. Now, but those numbers are, we understand why people are coming up with bigger and bigger numbers today. 56% of Americans today, according to Harbor Life, feel that they're behind on their retirement savings. 43% worry that they're going to outlive their retirement savings and investments. Now, those are two different things. Feeling behind. Okay. Now let's identify your age. Are you working? Can you continue to save? There's a lot of things you can do. The people who feel that they're going to outlive, now that's a math problem. That's a math equation. And you can actually solve for that. Because if you take, let's just say $500,000, you divide it by 25 years, and you divide it by how many months are in every single year, you're going to come up with what you can pull out. That's depending on whether you paid taxes or not on it. But, simple math, you'll run out of that money eventually, depending on what you take out. But what about tools that help you not outlive that money? Do you like to use a bit of that so you don't run out?
Exactly. I regularly show people if they use a little portion of their retirement savings to produce some additional guaranteed lifetime income, along with whatever else they have, a pension or Social Security, that their money will last longer. I had somebody who's very confident that he's got plenty of money, and I agreed. Plenty of savings, doing great, various sources of income, I think even some rental properties. And he was very confident about it. But I still showed him, here's a tool that down the road, especially when you and or your wife might need care, which costs a lot, we could turn on income, or at least at the age you're going to have to take a required minimum out of these tax deferred, 401k/IRAs. And he was amazed at how it changed his overall plan. He was already in the high 90 percentile of success, but this took him like 100%, which again, there's no guarantee, but it's still, I would rather have my projection at 100% than even 95%.
Yeah.
But the point being is, I regularly get people, they come in and they say one of the two. I feel like I'm behind on savings because maybe they're in their late 50s, early 60s, and they don't feel like they were able to save a lot because they spent most of what they needed on raising the kids and getting them through college, and their savings is a little, in their opinion, lacking. Or I get ones who come in and did I save enough? Because I want to retire, but people are living. I might live into my 80s. My wife might live into her 90s or longer. Will that money last? And so I like helping people to see, where they're at. And most of the time, it's very easy to show them your money will last. You don't have to worry about it. But again, it's a lump of money. You got, let's say, $1.8 million. Great. Whoop-de-doo, I say, because
that's a lot. They did well. I would give somebody a high five.
They did well.
I said, congratulations.
They did well. But think about it this way, okay? What is it that maintains your lifestyle? It's not how much money you have sitting in the bank or investments or retirement accounts. It's your income. Your regular monthly income is what allows you to keep doing what you want to do, to pay the bills, to play, and eventually to pay, paycheck, playcheck, and then eventually a care check, keep you out of a nursing home, okay? So it's nice that you might have whatever you have, but now let's put it through the test and see how will it work, or how to position things to make sure your money will last, okay? And sometimes people end up with more, with the planning, proper planning, they end up with more money at age 100 than they started with. So there's even more, going on to their...
That's crazy to me. That is crazy.
Beneficiaries.
Because I know that you're withdrawing from those assets, and you're saying if you're doing it properly and structuring it properly, putting together a plan, this might actually have more money as you get older. Let's talk about putting together a financial plan when we get back after this. Folks, do you want to make sure that not only that your money lasts, but you're not just drawing out dollar for dollar, that it's continuing to grow all the way through your retirement years? If you don't know how to put together an income plan, if you've never done it before, or if you think that you have maybe an old one and you'd like a second opinion, from all of the above, give us a call. Set up your own appointment. Let's either do your second opinion review or your first appointment with your financial advisor right here in California, Dale Soutas. Call 833-856-1382 right now. Say, I'd like my free portfolio review, and that's what Dale and his team will start for you. No cost to you. 833-856-1382. More Retire Your Way right after this.
Will you outlive your money? It's a scary thought, but it's a real concern for many people. That's why it's crucial to have a solid retirement plan in place. We believe that with proper planning, you can work towards making your money last as long as you do. Don't wait until it's too late to start thinking about your financial future. Call Dale Soutas and the team at Soutas Financial today to learn how we can help you create a retirement plan that can potentially help you obtain peace of mind and security for years to come. Don't let the fear of running out of money in retirement keep you up at night. Take control of your financial future today. Start your Retire Your Way financial plan by calling 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Is having $1 million enough to retire? For years, many have considered this to be the goal amount to have for retirement savings, $1 million. But that's the $1 million question. Is that enough for today's modern retiree? Are you sure you've saved enough for a 25 or 30-year retirement? Are you concerned about covering large expenses, including taxes and long-term care? If so, you're not alone. But there is a solution. With a comprehensive financial plan, you can take control of your finances to help you achieve your long-term goals. With Soutas Financial, let us help you work towards peace of mind by implementing a complete retirement strategy. Call Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial Planning right away to receive your complimentary written financial plan. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Or you can write Dale at dale@soutas.com. That's SOUTAS.com. This is Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial, the creator of and can put together your retirement plan for you, your written financial plan. And what I really do enjoy that Dale says is it's not about a certain amount that you need to call us. It's not about you having a certain amount before a financial advisor is willing to put together a plan for you. I've heard you help people with a little bit in savings, but with what they've paid off and what they've had in Social Security, they just needed some pointers and a tool or two. I've heard you help people with complex businesses and a divorce or two and layers of kids. I've heard you help many, many, many folks who have become single in retirement, as you like to call them, your family of ladies who ends up calling you and say, my husband passed, my spouse passed, I'm on my own. No matter where you're at in the retirement planning journey, Dale and his team glad to help you. You just need to reach out to us and set up your call or your in-office appointment, 833-856-1382. Dale, you and I both laughed at this one a little bit on the break. We're not laughing at our listeners out there, but according to, again, the Harbor Life report that came out, 60% of retirees say employers didn't help them prepare adequately for saving for retirement.
Yeah.
That
was fun.
Is that the employer's job?
Really? No, it's not their job. They just, maybe they offered you a 401k or a TSP or 403b, whatever. You're kicked out to do it on your own, basically. And there's not a lot of options within them. But, companies have gone from the past of offering, to basically so they can keep you employed a long time, they were offering pensions, what we call defined benefit plans. So now they're getting away from that and having the defined contribution plans, which is your soup of, 401k, TSP, 403bs. But the way I help people understand it is, Spike, if I'm your employee, let's say, okay, then how do you know the amount you need to set aside, how much interest this money needs to get, how much volatility on the stock market for me to have this way down 20, 30 years from now, this guaranteed income for life? Is that an easy thing to figure out as an employer for your employees?
No, I mean, that's kind of what the pension plan was for 4.5 decades ago. And
to keep you. Keep me working for you.
Yeah. And we stayed, the American employees, we stayed at places to receive that pension plan. Now. Exactly.
And sad to say, a lot of those plans are well underfunded. In other words, problems. The Baby Boomer Dilemma movie talks about the difference between those two methods, the defined benefit pensions and the 401k, defined contribution plans, and the problems associated with both, really. Because the focus on that movie that I share with people free of charge is to give them some free financial education so they're better equipped as they get closer to or in retirement. But in that movie, it does talk about even there's ones interviewed with CalPERS and other big pension companies who, are struggling to keep things afloat because, again, those defined benefit pension plans are very difficult to manage.
So if you're one of the 60% of retirees right now who say that their employers didn't help them, next statistic, 67% of retirees wish they understood their savings better while working. So if that's you and you're still working right now and you don't feel like picking up a book because you work hard enough, how about watching a movie? How about watching a movie on the difference between the pension plan generation and where we've been at for the last 4 decades, having to save for ourselves, and what you need to be aware of? To get a link to this, you can reach out to us here and say, yeah, I'd like to watch that Baby Boomer Dilemma, the movie experience. You can host that at home. Invite a couple of neighbors. Definitely watch it with your spouse. Watch it with your friends, brother, sister of your age, if you're at retirement age. You can get that.
If I may, locally, a few years back, we actually were showing it at the big Clovis 16 Theater in, here in town. But, people just come and see a movie, and it didn't necessarily relate. So now what I like doing is when I see that somebody could benefit by the information, I share it with them. It's real easy to access. It's only 85 minutes. It has a rating with the Motion Picture Association, which essentially means it cannot be selling something. It's not selling a product, service, company. It's objective. It's really good for helping people understand systems better for retirement and retirement income. It's an excellent movie.
And if you'd like to see that, if you'd like to get that movie experience to see how the principles that are in there right now, how our country changed as far as saving for retirement, how companies changed saving for your retirement, now we have to save for retirement, the implications and how you're doing, and if you can be and stay retired, give us a call. You can get that movie experience right at home. 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382. Dale, this number, maybe I should have opened the show with it instead of closing the show with it. But nearly 67% of Americans age 50 to 74 lack any kind of formal retirement plan. And 4 in 5, according to their own answers, lack their own planning basics. Dale, my gosh, 67% of Americans, no plan whatsoever. We're just going to wing it into retirement and cross all our fingers and toes and hope we don't run out?
Yeah.
Is that a plan, Dale?
That's probably the best, isn't it? Yeah.
Maybe you can talk about what a plan means to you. What are the costs? I mean, come on. I mean, we talk about.
Well, it's like I've had many people through the years say, going through school, they don't really teach you how to really manage money even, okay? And we get into a career field, we're working for whatever company, we know our work, okay? And many times I tell people, look, don't ask me to do what you do and for a career, because I would probably blow it in a heartbeat. But I do know how to help you see, where you're at today, where you want to be down the road, what you need to pay the bills and do all those things. I know how to crunch the numbers and show you, a plan that can help you. Show you, because if your plan, or if without a plan, if I look at what you have number wise, otherwise, and you're okay, I'm going to pat you on the back and say, keep doing it. There might be some little tweaks. Sometimes I have people who own real estate. They don't realize they need a trust to make sure it goes to their beneficiaries properly without going to the state's probate system. I don't get anything out of referring them to an attorney because I'm not licensed like an attorney, and the attorney's not licensed as a financial planner. So we don't share money. I don't care about that. I care about making sure you've got everything covered. But to have a plan, a retirement income plan, we could put that together. Technically, the way I'm licensed, I can charge to do that. And I think I've told you that before, Spike, that I choose not to. Number one, I don't have to, and I don't want to. I like showing people, helping people. And, what if I developed a plan and it looks great and you say, well, yeah, it's pretty cute, but you don't do anything with it, right? Well, it's kind of a slap in the face to put a price tag on it as well. So, and it doesn't bother us to spend a little time with you, even a lot of time, and develop that. It's okay. I've learned a long time ago, if I do what I should do for you, I don't have to worry about money. Because I treat you properly, you're going to tell other people how, mean and ornery I am, as I joke. But you're going to tell other people. So even if you don't need to plan and you don't have to pay us a fee to sit down even multiple times, you're going to run into others who could use what we do. It all comes back.
Yeah.
So it's it's good. But
Yeah.
most
Put
people
help out there, and it will come to you. And a little bit of do unto others as you would have done to yourself, right? You treat the community well.
Yep.
Share your knowledge. I'm sure you appreciate when other folks share their knowledge. I love when I go to a mechanic who says, "Hey, this is what's wrong. Don't worry. You're not going to have to fix all this other stuff. It's this little tweak over here. Okay, how much is that? Say, don't worry about it. Write me a good review or send me some business. What goes around comes around." So there is no cost to sit down with Dale. There is no cost to take a look to see what your investments are doing, what your risk is, how much your costs are. Could Dale possibly improve what you are doing? And if not, he'll tell you that. In fact, he's legally required to do so. If you've got good stuff in place, he's going to say, keep doing that. Pat you on the back. Say, keep doing it. But if he can identify some areas, whether it's tax strategies, insurance, your investments, your costs, we will let you know what those corrections could be. And all of that, for our radio listeners, no cost to you. The only cost is right now a few moments of your time to call the phone, punch in the numbers, set your time, set your appointment. 833-856-1382 is the phone number. That's 833-856-1382. You can also go to Soutas.com if you'd like to learn more about the team, and you can schedule an appointment there. That's Soutas.com. Write Dale a personal email. Ask him a question there if you want to. Dale and the @ Soutas.com. And Dale, the big, huge cost to come in for your appointment is how many dollars?
$0. Leave your checkbooks at home.
Leave your checkbooks at home, folks. Thank you for listening to Retire Your Way with financial advisor Dale Soutas. We'll be back next week.
Katia Flores is not an investment advisor representative of Foundations and does not provide investment advisory services. Dale Soutas of Soutas Financial is an investment advisor representative with Foundations and can provide advisory services. As a valued radio listener of Retire Your Way, Dale and his entire team of retirement professionals invite you to schedule your very own complimentary retirement plan review session. 833-856-1382 is the number for you to call. If you don't have a retirement strategy mapped out that includes low-fee investment elections, tax minimization strategies, decumulation plans that will last as long as you need them to, then call for your very own retirement review session, complimentary for our valued radio listeners. Are you able to lower your taxes in retirement? Are you unclear about your Social Security, Medicare, investment fees and risk, or how to produce guaranteed lifetime income so your lifestyle and goals don't have to be changed with the ups and downs of the market or taxes? Call Dale Soutas with Soutas Financial and be confident you can retire your way. Schedule your own comprehensive and complimentary retirement review session. Don't just live in retirement, thrive. Call 833-856-1382. That's 833-856-1382.
Investment advisory services are offered through Foundations Investment Advisors, LLC, Foundations, an SEC-registered investment advisor. The content provided is intended for informational and educational purposes only. The views, statements, and opinions expressed herein are those of the individual speakers and not necessarily those of Foundations and its affiliates. The information contained herein does not constitute an offer to sell any securities or represent an express or implied opinion or endorsement of any specific investment opportunity, offering, or issuer. Any discussion of performance or returns is not indicative of future results. Any discussions of specific strategies are for informational purposes only and have been provided to help determine whether they may be appropriate for your specific situation. If applicable, the primary goal is converting retirement assets into a Roth IRA is to reduce the future tax liability on the distributions you take in retirement or on the distributions of your beneficiaries. Each individual investor's situation is different, and any ideas provided may not be appropriate for your particular circumstances. Comments regarding a particular client's experience may or may not be the same as another client's experience and is not an indication that any client or prospective client will experience the same or a higher level of future success or performance. Foundations only transacts business in those jurisdictions where it's properly registered or is excluded or exempted from registration requirements. Registration as an investment advisor is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. Nothing herein constitutes a recommendation that any security, portfolio, or securities or investment strategy is suitable for any specific person. No legal or tax advice is provided. Please review your retirement, tax, and estate legacy planning strategies with a legal tax professional before transacting or implementing any strategies discussed herein. Any comments regarding safe and secure investments and guaranteed guaranteed income streams refer only to fixed insurance products. They do not in any way refer to investment advisory products. Rates and guarantees provided by insurance products and annuities are subject to the financial strength of the issuing insurance company, not guaranteed by any bank or the FDIC. This is not endorsed or affiliated with the Social Security Administration, any federal Medicare program, nor any U.S. government agency. If applicable, we do not offer every plan available in your area, and contacting us at the phone numbers provided herein will direct you to a licensed insurance agent. Any information we provide is limited to those plans we do offer in your area. Please contact Medicare.gov or 1-800-MEDICARE to get information on all your options. All rights reserved.